From this snapshot, at this moment in time, you would never know. Patricia was building sport partnerships in Honduras. Alvaro was training young coaches in Venezuela. Youssef was training athletes to be leaders in Egypt. David was linking athletes with employers in Jamaica. Athletes with intellectual and developmental disabilities led these community projects. Their projects had impact in ways large and small, worldwide. Those projects were made possible by Special Olympics International's partnership with Bank of America. Here's how that partnership turned funding into long-lasting change in one 3-year funding cycle. In 2022, 63 Special Olympics athletes with intellectual and developmental disabilities, IDD, submitted applications for Athletes Leading the Way grants funded by Bank of America. Each project had to take on at least one of 3 goals: increase the number of trained athlete leaders, increase the number of athletes in meaningful leadership roles, or increase community understanding of the leadership potential of people with IDD. Many Special Olympics athlete leaders are trained to be advocates and public speakers. For these projects, they took on the new challenge of learning skills and operating as long-term project leaders. It started with funding Bank of America provided to be used in 2 broad ways: to develop leadership skills in athletes with IDD, and to train people in organizations to develop inclusive mindsets and behaviors toward people with IDD. The community projects fit squarely into the athlete leadership category. In a previous funding cycle, Special Olympics used Bank of America grants to develop a comprehensive leadership training curriculum. Those materials were the foundation for teaching skills needed to conceive, plan, and run the projects. The training covered key leadership topics: engaging with others, managing tasks, managing time, and managing events, and more. Comments from the athletes themselves revealed how effective the trainings were to their success in the projects. The athlete leaders kicked off work on 63 projects in mid-2022. The athletes learned, created, planned, scheduled, rescheduled, managed, prioritized, organized, reorganized, found problems, and solved problems. What they did was learn to lead. Bank of America executive Armin von Falkenhayn of Germany praised the athlete leaders and their projects at the 2023 Global Athlete Congress in Berlin.
I want to say, I'm not sure that you are all aware of how proud you should be of yourself, of what you have achieved.
And Bank of America's Andrew McCartney of the United States perfectly described how training set up the athlete leaders for success in their projects.
There's an opportunity to say, hey, let's look at what people can do. Let's look at people's strengths and how can we match those strengths to opportunities.
Here's an overview of just a few of the projects. Ezra led tree planting projects in Jordan. Shrey developed and trained new athlete leaders in several states in India. Barbara taught women to use sewing machines to make their own sanitary pads in Zimbabwe. Shania encouraged athletes to take on leadership positions in Malta. Bilgun invited leaders from 8 sport federations to meet in Mongolia. Mohammed helped teach athletes about healthy eating in Morocco. Pauline shared her personal experience of being bullied with students in Papua New Guinea. Ruth taught athletes to identify and understand emotions in themselves and others in Panama. Edna promoted healthy lifestyles to students in a school in Bosnia and Herzegovina. Radian prepared athletes to be coaches at games and competitions in Dominica. Most projects concluded in early 2023, but several of the projects are still going as scale-up projects, sustained by new sources of funding. Here are just 5.
I am teaching our athletes how to advocate for their own health needs with their doctors.
Ich bilde Athleten als Teilhabeberater aus und mache den Sport zugänglich für Menschen mit einer Beeinträchtigung.
I am growing the athlete leadership pipeline through training.
أنا أسست مراكز تكنولوجية عشان أعلم لاعبي الأولمبياد الخاص مهارات الكمبيوتر.
我让特奥运动员在参与融合夏令营的策划和带领的过程中发挥领导力。
Sharif summed up the Bank of America Special Olympics partnerships' impact on his life this way.
اتعلمت مهارات عمري ما كنت متخيلها ولقيت صوتي كقائد واكتسبت الثقة إني أحقق أحلامي.
Dozens of athlete leaders with IDD are now strong, capable leaders because of the training and hands-on leadership experience earned through these community projects. The lessons they've taken away show they're writing their own playbooks for success. That's the power of partnership with Special Olympics. Real, lasting, important change from the grassroots up. Help us drive empowerment, opportunity, and inclusion for people with IDD. Connect with our Global Partnerships team to learn how.